Okay, so I want to talk to you today about why you want to be a Filipinas first foreigner and why you have to be very careful about who you choose to be in your life when you come over to this country trying to escape the feminist West, etc. Basically, you're going to have two different types of women that you're going to encounter. You're going to have the traditional province girl, that is what we're all looking for, the women that is the change from the West. And then you're going to have the BGC, wannabe American, wannabe Western girls, essentially, that are what we were trying to escape that's here. And the main factor that's going to create the BGC girl, that's essentially an American in disguise as a Filipina, is going to be having prior experience with a foreigner. Nowadays, sites like Pina Love and Tinder and stuff are very popular. And this is something that has been done before. You are not the pioneer, the first guy to come to the Philippines. So basically, you're going to want to always err on the side of being the first foreigner. Basically, you don't want to set yourself up for disaster of, basically getting yourself a Western woman in this country. A lot of times, guys that come over here are a lot older and kind of know the drill, that they have to lead with their wallet because they're outgunned and their self-esteem is low, and they know damn well they couldn't get a girl like that in their home country. So they're going to automatically, just kind of accept the deal and get with a girl and be essentially really a sugar daddy in disguise, not a boyfriend. They're going to, put the family on an allowance. They're going to buy the girl anything that she wants. They're going to essentially spoil her up to a Western standard. And if that's not something that you're interested in doing, you pretty much need to make that clear right away. And you also need to basically find out if you're the first. If you're not the first, then that's kind of what you're setting yourself up for, essentially. Because unless he was broke or stingy or both, or just an LDR that didn't fork out a bunch of money, you're basically going to be in a situation where you are taking over payments on a human being and perhaps their family when you're maybe not willing to do that. So the smartest thing to do is to find out from the jump, hey, have you been with a foreigner before? And what was going on when you were with that foreigner? Did he rent you a place? Did he get you a car? Did he get you a scooter? Did he put your family on an allowance? All these things that, would factor into whether she basically had a sugar daddy before and not a foreigner boyfriend. So, 99% of the time, that's what it was an older guy that had no sexual marketplace value, and essentially you are now taking over payments if you get with that girl. I have personal experience with this, with a girl that obviously I didn't take over payments or even take that route, but I mean, girls have expectations. If they were with a guy and he was breaking the bank, then they're gonna expect you to break the bank, because that is the foreigner expectation. So it's always better to be the first, essentially. So that's just something you have to be realistic about, and just find out from her if you are the first. I mean, they'll be more than proud to, scream it from the rooftops that they already had, a foreigner, and he was, got them an apartment, like a girl that I met, for instance. She claimed that the guy was very young and had an 8-pack and was in his 30s, and he, this and that, and he got her an apartment in Dumaguete, okay? And the apartment probably cost him a few $100 a month, and I think he was doing like 30 days on, 30 days off. So it's not the end of the world for him. It probably saved him money in the long run, but he got an apartment. There was expensive trips to the nail salon. There was an allowance for the family, believe it or not, according to her, from, a man in his 30s that apparently was like Brad Pitt reincarnated with an 8-pack. But at the end of the day, when we were talking, this is a woman that had no electricity and was making 150 pesos a day, according to her, on her family's farm in Negros. So if she was going to get with a new foreigner, she was talking about, I mean, that's 1,500 a month, or no, 4,500 pesos a month, or whatever the hell it was. So she was talking about if she gets with a new foreigner, that she doesn't think she could survive on 30K or 50K. And I was thinking, wait a second, you're getting by on like a few thousand a month and you're working for like $2 a day. So you're really looking for a lifestyle raise. You're not looking for a foreigner boyfriend. You're looking for a guy that's not painful to sleep with, apparently, if she's looking at me realistically. And she already had a total Chad that somehow she lost, that was financing the family like he was 80, was in his 30s and had an 8-pack, and you know, doing crazy, the most expensive nail salon, got the apartment. I forget what else I don't know if he bought a scooter or what, but she was looking for someone to take over payments on that guy, and she wasn't willing to go with like an older guy. She was only looking at guys like my age and below, guys that are fit, guys that have blue eyes, or guys that are, you know, have some sexual marketplace value. So you need to be very careful on who you, you know, link up with, because not all of these girls are these sweet province girls that are going to appreciate, you know, $1 a day or whatever. A lot of these people are really foreigner chasers that have already gotten a taste of that money, and they would prefer for you to be not painful and young and sexy and a sugar daddy, because that's a sugar daddy. If you're putting the family on an allowance, you're a sugar daddy. If you're doing the most expensive nail salon, you're a sugar daddy. The apartment probably was a hustle, as in like you would have spent more on hotels in Dumaguete, but at the end of the day, that's basically a sugar daddy. So you just have to be realistic, and you have to find out what a woman's expectations are. Find out if she's ever had a foreigner. I would say just don't get with someone that's been with a foreigner. Pretty much almost all foreigners are not going to be broke, and they have provided something for this woman, and you're going to be expected to do the same, if not more. So the moral of the story is, be the first. Find a woman that is new to that has decided to go over to the foreigner side, whether that's that she got burned by a Filipino, whether that's, you know, she just decided she liked, you know, white skin or black skin or whatever the case may be. You just gotta be the first. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up for a disaster, and you're setting yourself up for a girl that's not just comfortable Netflixing and chilling and maybe getting Food Panda or cooking at home or whatever. You're setting someone up that I've said in many previous videos of where they're going to be like, what can we spend your money on today? What restaurant can we go to? How many times can we go to Starbucks? You know, can we go to Nobu? Can we go to Boracay? Can we go to Palawan? And all that good stuff. And that is setting yourself up for disaster. If a woman is not comfortable with just your presence, and that doesn't make her feel good and want to just snuggle all night and watch the latest you know, YouTube video or, you know, movie on Netflix or something, you're basically in a situation where a woman is looking for a lifestyle, not a boyfriend, a sugar daddy, not a regular boyfriend. So that's just my take on that as a guy that has a lot of experience, that's been here for a while. You can do what you got to do. Most of the girls that you're going to encounter on the dating sites have probably been exposed to a foreigner to some degree or another. It just maybe depends on if that foreigner actually lived here and how much money was he splashing and financing her. But certainly proceed with caution, and don't turn into a human ATM machine, because that will be a beat down for your wallet and probably end badly. And essentially you went 8,000 miles from home to get the same thing that you could have got in the United States, basically. And that's a bad deal. That we're all trying to escape that type of woman and come here and find something like what we would have found 40 years ago in the United States. And those people do exist, but they're not going to be serial foreigner chasers, essentially. So just keep that in mind, and you do whatever you want to do. But that's my advice to you as somebody that knows and that did it and has been with all kinds of girls. The bottom line is, be the first foreigner, my friends. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and sana all.